Yeah, it's on now. Okay. All right. I got my guy, Charles Thomas. All right. Jackson, Mississippi native. So definitely got a lot in common. Glad to have him on. He's back in Italy this year. Just started his own business. We'll get into that as well. But man, I appreciate you coming on. And yeah, man, I just to get into, I guess, just as far as hooping, take me through your youth experience. Just when you get involved, and just start falling in love with the game.
Man, honestly, first of all, I appreciate you having me, bro. Especially being from Mississippi, everything is just from the hometown. So anything to help my fellow people, man, I'm always for it, bro. Always for it. So, but man, just to jump into it, I started playing, man, in the neighborhood when I was 10. So I was just shooting around, like most of us do. I didn't really get serious into it or anything like that because I was terrible. Like I really played football and baseball.
Right.
I was real good at baseball, so I really thought I was going to do that growing up. But I couldn't do it by myself. So it was one of the things where I think I hit a growth spurt in 6th grade.
Okay.
I think I shot up from 5'10" to like 6'3" or something like that.
Right.
Over the summer, some crazy growth spurt. So
like in middle school.
And okay. Middle school. Like it was crazy. Like I went to Bradley growing up, and I was always tall, whatever, tallest in my class or biggest in my class. And from 5th grade to 6th grade, when I made it to Northwest Middle School, man, I don't know when it happened or how it happened. I guess it was over the summer, but I looked up, I was like 6'3". I went in size 13 shoe. You know what I mean? Like something crazy like that. So, and from there, really, I started getting like playing with it a little bit, but getting serious with it. It was 7th grade.
Right.
And my 7th grade year, it was just, I was just, long, lanky, goofy. Didn't really have nothing. It was just kind of like what people told me what to do. You know what I mean? I didn't really have a knowledge of the game.
Right.
So
still
that
growing,
summer,
height a little bit.
Still growing. You know what I mean? When I made it to 7th grade, I think I shot up to like maybe 6'5", almost 6'6", that summer. And so obviously they were like, hey, you're the tallest in the school, you got to play.
Right.
Stuff, you know what I mean? Like not knowing I'm terrible. You know what I mean? Like, terrible at this. So terrible. Like I think I averaged 2 points. And I think the most I had was like 4 points that year.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was turned. You know what I mean? I hit a free throw.
Right.
Free throw, hit a basket. I was turning 4 points.
At that age, were you playing just because you were tall, or like did you like it, or you were just still trying to figure it out then?
Man, I was really. I told him I really like baseball. I was a baseball player, man, growing up. I really liked baseball. I used to pitch. My best season, I want to say, I was 5th grade, going into 6th grade, playing at Grove Park. And I led that league. I played with Maurice Gibson and C.J. Gibson.
Okay.
Both on the team then Homestead Graves.
Okay.
And I ended up leading the league in strikeouts and home runs and grand slams.
Right.
So, I was like, man, I'm going to do this. This is what I want to do. You know what I mean? But it was nobody around to take me to back cages. I used to sit there and ball up, hit it against the wall or whatever type stuff. And to pitch, because I got this baseball, whatever, teach you how to throw sliders, teach you how to throw curve balls. Like, I got to the point to where I was cold with it. Started to control the pitches and everything. And I know you remember Randy Johnson, right?
Yeah, the pitcher.
Played for the Seattle Mariners back in the day. He was like a 7-foot pitcher. Yeah.
6'10",
I was like, I'm going to be Randy Johnson. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking about doing. And it got to the point to where there was nobody around to really help. Pops wasn't there. My mom, same story we got. You know what I mean? Moms had to work different jobs. So I was really basically like raised by the city. I was raised by Jackson. Like everywhere, if it was my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, friends of the family, friends that I went to school with, whoever at that point, whatever I was staying with. You know what I mean? Like throughout my whole elementary up until high school, the city of Jackson basically raised me. You know what I mean? It's probably like you could probably go to any part of Jackson and they'll tell you, hey, I know him, like I raised him or I had a part in, you know, who he is. And they not lying, you know what I mean? It takes a village. So, man, I really started playing ball, man, because people say I should play ball.
Right.
To be honest with you, you know, and it's one of those things where I started playing my 7th grade year, and I was like, I want to get better at this. So Larry Stamps is a guy that found me. Well, I guess he found my mom or whatever. Mom talked to him, and he ended up taking me up under his wing and teaching me basketball with the Jackson Tigers.
Okay.
It started before us, but we the ones that put Jackson Tigers on the map.
Right. Because the biggest competition, it was the Tigers and the Tigers, and it was the Panthers.
And the Panthers, yeah. Right. It was the dream team, but, you know, everybody wanted to beat the Tigers, so the dream team and the Panthers combined their players to try to take us out.
Right.
We weren't worried about it. We weren't worried about none of that.
Right.
So it was good competition, though, you know, throughout the city, you know, and it was helped us grow, it helped us develop, man. And it was one of those things, you know how it is in Jackson, man. If you ain't come with it, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't with it, you ain't playing.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, you know, that goes for the streets, that goes for the gym, that goes for anywhere. You know, I grew up playing Mega Evers gym over there by Burn Bishop. You know what I mean? That's where I grew up. That's why I still work at it. You know, to this day, you know, I never forget. It just gives me that sense of edge, you know what I mean? To never forget where I started and where I come from. So at the air base, you know, we started with the Jackson Tigers with Coach Stamps that summer, man. He started working with me with fundamentals and everything. And I think our first game we played, I think it was against Monte. It was against Monte team with the Lakers.
Okay.
And that game I had 24 points. First game, just 24 points, man, on some.
This still middle school, right?
Yeah, this is middle school. This is 7th grade.
Okay.
This is 7th going to my 8th grade year.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I had 24 points in the first ever AAU basketball game played. It was me, Maurice Gibson, this guy named Mikael Marshall, CJ Gibson, and a guy named Devin Chambers.
Okay.
It was 5 of us, and we had one more guy that subbed, but I can't remember his name. That's what we had, man. That's what we started with. And obviously, I was the go-to guy starting out then, man. And my next year, that summer, bro, my talent went from here to here because the next school year, I went back to Powell, and we lost one game that year, 2 games that year. We were 1 game away from being the city champs. We lost to Hardy, and we lost to Northwest Middle School.
Right. And is that kind of when you just, like, after that year, when you saw, like, is that kind of like when the Flames started? You like, I see.
Yeah, man. That year the Flames started. And I'm gonna tell you when it really started, man. I tell everybody this. When Darius Rice, middle school, 8th grade, Coach Brent Powell took us to watch a game in the old gym in Lanier before they built the new.
Okay.
You know, where it really got cracked. And I never forget, they running out, whatever. And before this, I went to a Provine game.
Right.
I watched J.B. Harper and those guys. I went to the bathroom, man, and I took a piss. And this 6'10" down there, 7-foot guy walked with me. I was like, man, I'm trying to find the bathroom. You know where it is? He said, yeah, follow me. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I took a piss or whatever out there and went and watched the game. So the next day, maybe the next week, I can't remember, but he took me to a Lanier game. Coach Brent took us to the team to a Lanier game. And out runs this guy, the same guy, you know, that showed me where to go to the bathroom. Right. I'm like, oh shit, what up, 7 foot? Let's get it then. Not knowing who it was at the time. So game starts, they come down, first play, kill it.
Yeah, 3.
Kill.
Yeah. Yep.
They set up the press.
Right.
Get a steal. I mean, listen, this was 3 consecutive plays. I'm not bored. I'm not making this up.
Right.
Get another steal. He pulls up, no dribble. 3.
Right.
You already know the whole gym going crazy.
Right.
After that, set the press up again. They not getting past the 3-point line. Forget half court.
Right.
They not getting past the 3-point line. Came back, got his tossed it right back to him, came back, and won. I said, oh, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
This guy's cool. I got a hoop.
Right.
I got a hoop.
Now,
for little bit I know it was Darius Rice, man.
Yeah, now for people that don't
Darius
know,
Rice, bro.
Yeah, now for people that don't know, we're gonna get into it. But if Jax, you know, how big is that is that Lanier Provine game? And is that like, you know, I mean, I know like Starkville, like we have Columbus, whatever, and those are games where you got to get to the game during like the JV game, because if you ain't there by the like by the girls,
you ain't getting in.
You ain't getting in. So how big was that? And we grew up in the early 2000s. I know I'm a little bit older than you, but you know, being Starkville, I definitely know about that rivalry. And just in Jackson in general, I mean, Murray, Callaway, I mean, all those schools, I mean, all you guys are rivals, because I'm pretty sure that in Jackson, the period, you guys want to be, you know, like everybody's talking like
bragging
in the city every year. So
every year, man.
So much, with having so much competition, I guess, you know, that not only Lanier Provine, but just like in general, like what's that like? You know, I'm just trying to be that team, you know, to have your bragging rights every year in such a competitive city.
Man, it was really, man, it was live, and I really think anybody that's still playing basketball from that era still has that chip, you know, still has that little dog in them. Because I mean, I'm 34 now, and man, just growing up with those guys, man, playing against, because then, you know, I played 9th grade, so.
Right.
I played against the Mo Williams. You know, I played against last year. I don't think I got a chance to play against Jay Reed, but I played against Mario Joyner at Jim Hill. Yeah. You know, and you know, a lot of people don't know about Mario Joyner. Like, the guy could go. You know what I mean? He was one of those guys that could go. I played against Aretha Singleton over there. You know what I mean? I remember those games between him and Mo Williams. Like. Mm-hmm. Like people don't remember these guys, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So when it came, you know, the point to where it was, you know what I mean. So when it came to be the point to where, you know, I'm in Solomon Forbes over at Lanier, you know what I mean. Like that's the first person I ever dunked on, right? You know what I mean. Like as a 9th grader or 10th grader. So man, to sit there and just you know, every day working on it, you know. Rest in peace, man. Rest in paradise, rest in heaven, man. They got Omar Carter. Yeah. Really took a lot of us, man. And when I tell you, like, we slept in the gym, or we stayed in the gym all day, and we just played one-on-one against each other. Me, Isaac Wells, Monte Ellis. Charles Rose came about a little bit later on. Before then, I remember going, and Omar Carter first started me. It was that same summer. Going into the Jackson Tigers, it was going to the 9th grade year where James Thomas, you know, a lot of people don't remember him, but he's averaged 40, you know, at the beginning of the season, you know what I mean? This guy's like, what, 5'10", 5'8", you know, like between up in the area, but, you know, he was a dog, you know what I mean? Right. Like a little dog, man. And I just remember, man, going the first time, you know, if you want to go. So Omar called me the first time, and Omar said, hey, you don't worry about shooting, you don't worry about nothing. You just work on this dribbling. You just work on your ball handling, you just do this. I mean, all day just sitting there dribbling. Then take a shot, then we work on that. He said, now next you're gonna work on your defense. I said, cool. Right. What I gotta do is he said, you're gonna guard him. I said, bet. Like, who's this little nigga? He said, that's James Thomas. Who? Right. Who? You know what I mean? At the time, like, tell me the guy that averaged 40. Yeah. Right. Tell me that James Thomas. He said, yeah, the guy from Lanier. Now, mind you, this guy, before he left the gym, he had to make 20 in a row. With the, you know, basketball. Right. But with the big basketball, you know, the sure shot.
with the weighted
You know
ball.
what I mean? Like, so that's the type of stuff that we were on. They were on. Yeah,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't one of those, like, it wasn't like a regular basketball. It's the basketball that, you know, gets your form, you know, makes you number net. If you're not shooting number net, you know what I'm saying, you're probably not going to make it.
Right.
So imagine a guy having to make 20 in a row.
Right.
To lead.
Weighted ball. Yeah. Like, because a lot of people
you know
don't
what I mean?
like you said, like if a lot of people from Mississippi don't know, Omar Carter, he was a guy that pushed youth basketball in Mississippi. He was one of the guys that, you know, he knew every kid in the state.
Definitely.
He had connections to all
man.
the AAU programs. Like I said, I know I played with the Jackson Panthers. Rest in peace to Chokwe. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Panthers, but like you said, I mean, like you said, like not only JT, but like for every guy like in Jackson, like you said, like Darius Rice, rest in peace, Justin Reed.
Jay Reed, man.
Jay Reed,
Listen,
yeah.
I remember the first time I saw Jay Reed, like, you know, it's like when you grow up hoop with those guys.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that was kind of like the blueprint. You know, you could take it to the coast, Shea Christie. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Timmy Bowers. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, I got a chance to play against. I got a chance to finally meet him, bro. I mean, 34 years of age, and last year was my first time meeting and playing against Timmy Bowers. Man, it was for me. It was surreal because I remember that game against him and Mo. You know what I mean? When in the state championship, when he gave Merle 32, 33 points in the championship game, everybody thought Merle had it. You know what I mean? And this guy comes out of nowhere. And you know what I mean, catching shit off the rim. You know what I mean? Like, and people don't know. Timmy Bowers ain't that tall. I thought he was like a 6'5" guard, you know, something like that. Timmy's maybe 6'2", 6'3", generally speaking.
You don't hear about the third or fourth person. Timmy was he was on here. It was right after COVID. I think he retired now, but I had him on, and so he was on the episode. But yeah, Timmy, man, like you said, he was on somebody on the coast. Like you said, all these people, like if you're from Mississippi, you probably know these people, but you know, these are guys that, you know, it's kind of like that little fraternity that everybody kind of keeps up. If you were a Dandy Dozen or whatever, keeps up with everybody. Like I said, I mean, I know the big people are Monte Ellis, Al Jefferson, but it's so many other guys, like you said, that are overseas or, you know, went to big time universities, you know, just from Mississippi in general. So before we get ahead of ourselves, you went to Callaway, right?
Yeah, man. Went to Callaway.
So
I actually still hold the single game scoring record at Callaway too.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna ask you. With, I mean, I know Jackson is a big city, but are you zoned to, like, were you zoned to go there, or did you go there because of basketball? Like, did basketball play a part in you going to Callaway?
Actually, man, I was zoned Callaway. But I ended up going to Lanier, and that's how I played with Monte and C. Rose and those guys. With Monte, Isaac.
Oh, so you transferred?
Because we transferred.
You transferred
to Lanier. Yeah, I transferred. But because my dad lived in Lanier, I lived in Bernadician. A lot of people don't know. Like I grew up in Bernadician. Like when I was a kid, Bernadician, Brown Bottom, West Jackson. Like I actually grew up there. Learn how to play basketball. I mean, like over by the zoo, over off Capitol Street, right in front of the zoo. I grew up off Capitol Street. You know what I mean? Like over that way. So when I transferred, I went to go live with my dad at the time. They wanted me to go to Lanier. Everybody knows what type of school that is. It brings the dog at you. It's a basketball. It's a winning school.
Right.
So. I actually ended up moving over there to Bernadician.
Okay.
And that's where I'll be honest with you, man, that's where a lot of my this chip on my shoulder came from. Like the dog in me, really, Coach Billups brought it out of me. Right. To this day, I speak to Coach Billups, man, and tell him I tell him, appreciate you, thank you, but Coach Billups, he's one of those guys, man, I left the school, so when you leave them type stuff, but for me, I don't really feel like there's no bad blood or no beef or anything like that, because I tell anybody, man, going to Lanier really brought out the other side of me that I didn't know I had, like a different type of toughness. You
So
know what I mean?
when
So
you
I actually
when you
rezoned to go to Lanier.
when you transferred, so you started out at Lanier and then transferred to Callaway, or Callaway then to?
No, I actually started out. I started out at Callaway. I was at Callaway with my sister from ninth and 10th grade. My sister was a senior. When she
Right.
left, I was gonna come back with whatever, man. But we was playing behind some seniors.
Okay.
So, it was a lot of, and I'm not gonna say any names or whatever because it's neither here nor there now. But we was playing behind seniors or whatever, and we heard the talk. You know what I mean? Like we were obviously better. We were more prep. We were more polished for it or whatever because we used to play AAU every summer. So we used to play against the Glenn Davis, the Dwight Howards, the Sean Livingston, the Sebastian
Yeah, he was
Telfair,
2004, right?
all these guys or whatever. Yeah, 2004. So we won nationals. Us, Jackson Tigers and Callaway High School are the two only national championships in Mississippi.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we was obviously well polished for it, but we was playing behind the scenes. And I get it.
So when you was at Lanier,
I wasn't gonna play.
So when you was at Lanier, it's a little bit of I think between we talk, it's like a 3 or 4 little second delay. So I'm sorry if I cut you off. But
you good.
But when you were at Lanier, so it was you, Charles Rose, and Monte, all y'all played together?
See, what it was because we all transferred in the district because Charles Rose lived in Forest.
Okay.
So he ended up moving to Lanier District to play, but they weren't gonna let that happen for that year. You know what I mean? So it was
that wouldn't have been fair.
Monte, Bart, Wells. They would be AAU all over again. You know what I mean? So so they stopped it. I guess I don't know the correct terminology for it, but they ended up stopping Charles Rose from playing that year. At first, he was supposed to start the first half of the year, and he could play the second half of the year. But they ended up just scrapping the whole year and said, "Y'all can't have it this year."
Right.
So we were supposed to come back the following year for our senior year.
Right.
But man, kids, what I mean, we were young then and everything. A lot of people were jealous about certain things, and a lot of envy, played parts into it. A lot of just bullshit, bro. A lot of BS. Really played a part in me going back to Callaway because honestly, there was no reason for us to leave Lanier other than that we felt there. By the players that was already there. We were there to play basketball, me and Robert, but I feel like some of the other guys, to be honest with you, was just some salty ass people, bro. And that's just being honest. Like they tried to, I think they ended up jumping Bobby, I don't think I know. I was there when it happened, and it was just a lot of BS going on, man. Like they tried to set me up to get beat up and stuff like that. Man. So I just really
all of that because you transferred.
All of that, whatever, is because we was hooping and they females wanted us. You know how it go, man.
Yeah, right.
Like it's all about, it's just little kid stuff, it's young kid stuff, whatever, man. So it really became about basketball and about women, about chicks, whatever. So I wasn't there for nobody's chick. I wasn't there for no other females. I was there for basketball.
Right,
So when they started taking a lot of stuff personal over that way, I went back to Callaway, But when I went back before I went back to Callaway, I told them, next time I see y'all, I'm gonna give you 40.
Right.
Every time I see y'all, I'm gonna give you 40. I don't care who you put in front of me. I'm gonna give you 40. So look at the stats. Every time I played them, I had 30.
So I didn't know. Okay, so I didn't know you and Bobby Clark played together. I remember, like you said, I know y'all were younger than me, but I remember Bobby somebody he had like crazy bounce. So crazy bounce from Callaway.
Man, Bobby the only person I ever seen. Listen, Bobby the only person. He was the first person I seen throw it off the backboard, go between his legs.
Right.
Before anybody started to do it. I don't know when. I don't even know why he even tried to start doing this shit.
Right.
Backboard between his legs. I've seen Bobby take pump fake, one dribble, one step inside the 3-point line, not exactly.